Let's clean up these crusty heads. This mess. This is a New England engine for you. Wow. Yeah, the insides are good though. That's all that matters. Now it's perfectly normal if you have to get out a claw hammer or a chisel to get rid of rust jacking. At least that's what I'm telling myself right now. What's fascinating to me is, all right, like look at all this material built up here. That's what I'm chipping away at. That doesn't even exist on a good one. So like, where does it come from? You know, it's almost like a, you know, over here it's built up, but it doesn't exist really. Interesting stuff. It's metal. This is just purely cosmetic. I mean, it's not affecting anything. It's just, that's how rust builds up. Like I chipped out this whole section and it's perfectly underneath. It almost looks like a weld, but that's not anywhere you would want to weld. I wonder if it was like a gasket sealer. This is the exhaust manifold, and it just, no, because it's metal. It's just rust. Chipped all that away. You know, it's supposed to look like that. It's just crazy how rust works. It like created its own material. Salt, maybe. This was obviously junkyard, but the amount of rust on these is, I would think, a plow truck, something, you know, something that's driven in the salt primarily. So yeah, this is not normal, guys. Well, maybe up here it is, but the rest of the world, and not so much. All right, I think that's good enough for the machine shop. Still, obviously it's holidays here, no one's open, but I just wanted to get the heavy stuff off. They wash everything before they do work anyway, I assume. I've never done a machine shop stuff. I've sent stuff there, and worse than this, you know, the dealership, you just let them do all the work. But cheaper if I do this. I still have to find out, they probably want the valves out because I do have my spring compressor. I can do it to check for cracks. You know, that's the main goal here. Check for cracks on these. So I assume, yeah, you're gonna want them out. But I still have to get a quote and all that and see how backed up they are. Probably there's only one good machine shop around here. I mean, there's a few around, but the one I'm told to go to. So clearly they'll be backed up for 6 months, I'm sure. All right. I talked to the machine shop. They are going to clean these up for me. I told them they're a little dirty from me doing stuff. They're going to check for cracks, magnaflux, that's process is what that's called, and probably deck the heads too, which gets them perfectly flat. That's worth checking out while they're there. So, but I do need to remove the valves. It's just easier for them to look for cracks that way. This is cheapy, you do this in the vehicle. There's a better tool where they're on a bench like this. It's a big thing that grips it, and big leverage bar, but I don't have that. So I got this little one. I've done it in the past, and I actually saw a video. The guy just took a hammer and a socket, and the keepers fell out. Well, maybe we'll try that method. All right, here goes nothing. It's gonna be big enough to go around. I put something under the valve, like a piece of cardboard, just to keep it up. I don't know if this is gonna work. I get the principle. I think you need to have some pressure underneath that valve. Otherwise, the whole thing's going down with it. It was one of those stupid Instagram videos. You know, it's probably fake. You know what I mean? I need something to take up that gap. The valve, it's like an inch. So maybe if I get something about an inch, preferably wood, nothing that's going to damage but hold the valve flush. I could try that method. I could just do the right thing and put the tool on there. So the tool hooks on the springs, and it's going to push down on these. And those are keepers in there. Those little triangles. They got a gap on each side. I'll show you when they come out. Doing laundry here too. Not me. This is supposed to come off, but it did. Get this better on there. Delete. It works good. You got to hold it in. Otherwise, it's popping off the spring. My valve could fall right now because I don't have anything underneath it. This is falling apart. Ding! Yeah, see, this is. This is great for in the vehicle. You put compressed air into your spark plug hole. Holds the valve up, and you can do your valve seals. That's what I bought this for. I was helping a buddy out. But when you're on the bench, you're better off with some leverage. Take 12. So I got a way down on the spring. Should just get a clamp and hold this. Probably what I will do, but pound this tool back together. It's gonna slip off if I don't hold that. Yeah, I gotta get a clamp on there. It just doesn't rip enough, so it doesn't help. The springs are all oily, so their tools are just slipping off. But I think I oiled everything up so it wouldn't rust. All right, it shouldn't take too long. There's only 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 of these. All right, so we're loose, but the valve is falling because I got nothing underneath it. And then you see the little keepers. We go in there with a magnet. You should be able to take one out at a time. May have to go out a little further here. And this is funny, well, not funny, but it's amazing. This is the only thing holding your engine together. 8,000 RPM. These little keepers. Oh yeah, see the valve. I gotta get the valve to stay. That's not helping my sitch. The valve's moving with the spring. Ah, there we go. See, there's a little keeper. It just has a couple little grooves that grab the valve. Get the one from this side. And we slowly decompress the spring. Recompress? No. Re-expand? What's the word? Yes, this is all falling apart. Alright, so there's your spring. There's your cap. I call it a cap. There's our valve. And there's your valve seal. So when you got smoking, this is what usually these get old, brittle, and cracked, and then you get smoke when you start your vehicle. Usually just when you start it. Could be all the time too, but usually it's right when you start it because the oil drips down after you shut it off. But anyway, this is what I gotta do. We can flip it up, pull the whole valve out, and there is one kind of crusty valve. Remember, we were doing the leak down test. This is the surface that would leak by. You can see it's got a good, it was mating. You know, if it had like a spot where you could see clear all the way, that would be blow by. And these are kind of crusty, worth cleaning up. But I think we're good. I think we're having a good, good base engine here. Now I'm just going to put those valves in order. Right head, left head. Keep them in order. Get them, jam them in this box here. You know, put some holes. And same with the springs, keepers. We'll put those in the little box. That's that. All right, I refined my method. I got a shop rag under there, holding this up, taking the valves. That box is too small, but I got a nice lineup going. Bing, 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 bing. Right, left head. One odds and evens. Yeah, Chevy things. Oops. Okie dokie. So we got some rust on our seats. Get in there. So that is below the seat. I don't think it's probably on the seat too, but we're looking for cracks too. They crack between the valves. Not so much these, I don't think. I think it's more these ports for coolant I've seen. Don't quote me, but you know, older heads cracked in between. These still might, but they're usually not visible. They're microscopic, so that's why you have it checked. Machine shop does Magnaflux. Is that what it's called? Magnaflux? Yeah, sounds good. Put magnetic dust, metal dust, and it sticks, and you can see it right in the cracks. If you want to get crazy too, I can bore. That's where you get into boring out your intake for better flow. I might do some of that. I can do that myself. I've watched enough videos on that, but let's see. Let's see how these are. Let's see if they're flat, cracked, etc., etc. All right, and you probably noticed that was user error. If you put the long one on the lowest spring and the shorter leg on the upper spring, you won't need to clamp it. The tool will stay there by itself. I can see I can just crank it. User error. Now springs and keepers, I really am not paying attention to order, but valves definitely, because valves, the guides all wear specifically to the valve. Unless you're going to replace everything. New guides. Still don't know what I'm doing. I may have to, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying to just do a little budget here. New valve seals, clean up the valves, etc., etc. Okay, they're done. And I didn't really pay attention to the springs, they said, because I might replace them. Beehives is the way to go. But look at this one. Tell me that was definitely not seating right. That valve was getting a lot of blow by. It's all crusty, so it was happening for a while. So hopefully I can just clean that seat up and not have to do a lot of work. I don't know, we'll see. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the end of this with like a chisel. You know, I don't trust, you know, maybe they don't give me my heads back. Maybe they say they're bad and they keep them and they give me some other ones. Hey, you never know. I'd like to trust people in life, but nah, those days are over. One of these things is not like the other. Oh geez. All right, these are my rusty Vortec heads that went to the machine shop. Good news, they're back. Clean. This is the driver's side. came out beautiful. He did a deep cleaning, checked it for cracks, and did make sure it was planed. Now the other one, it had all that rust buildup. Look at that. After cleaning it, it's got a hole rotted right through it. Now remember, I had all that, like, looked like weld. It was probably this head, probably not so much this one. But here's the tell right here. Look at how smooth that is. That's how that one is supposed to be. But this is an indent. All this material's gone. Well, so I don't know what to do now. These things are bad. I was cheap me, just was thinking weld that hole up. But look at how paper thin that is. That's, you look down, I'm looking down in there, and it's the same. It's pretty thin. The walls aren't very thick to begin with. You're running coolant. I mean, you can see it. I don't know. Kind of sucks because I spent money to get the heads checked. I got to check the valves. Maybe the valves I can reuse on a new head. Maybe I can just get one head and try again. Spend money to get it checked. This is the rabbit hole you go down. All right, well, I looked at the block too. I started cleaning that up. Maybe I'll add that to this video. All right. Not so bad. This is the hardest stuff to look at. Inside's good. What you got?